Hello everyone and welcome back to Beatles Beatles channel. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me for this video and I hope you're all doing well. In this video, which I hope will be a short one, I'm just going to give you a little heads up to next month's Mojo Magazine where the Beatles are the cover story. I've talked about this before, usually about twice a year. The Beatles are the cover story on Mojo, and this is the August 2025 edition, but it comes out on the 1st of July. Because I subscribe to Mojo Magazine, they send me my copy about a week before it goes on general sale. So I will tell you how you go about getting this, especially if you're not in the UK, later in the video, if you want it. But I wanted to tell you about it because I know a lot of you do like to buy magazines that have Beatles articles in it. This is an 11-page article, so that is the cover shot there, with the byline "Bigger, Better, Higher." The year they blew our minds and theirs, and this concentrates on the year 1965, but specifically about August 1965. This is the August edition, so it's 60 years since that August 1965 period. Now, August 1965 was the year the Beatles, or the time when the Beatles were touring America. They played Shea Stadium. They rented this house in Beverly Hills, and lots of shenanigans that went on here are talked about in this magazine, or in the article. They met lots of people that were very influential to their music. People like Bob Dylan, David Crosby and Roger McGuinn from the Byrds. They met Elvis during that period. They met Allen Ginsberg during that period as well. And they came back. They got their MBEs for the Queen. It's a very busy period, but it kind of takes the before August 65 thing. It talks about Beatles for Sale a bit. It talks about making of the Help movie, and it talks about them going to America as being that precursor to the Rubber Soul album. I don't imagine for 1 minute that Mojo Magazine have got any heads up about what is going on in the minds of Apple, apart regarding the Rubber Soul box set, or the Help box set for that matter, or a release of the Beatles at Shea Stadium, an official release, a cleaned up version of that. Imagine a box set with all of those things in the same box. Be fantastic, but I don't suspect it is. But it's a little nod maybe to Apple that it is 60 years since all this happened, this very important period. So I'll show you briefly what is in the article. It's an 11-page article. It starts off here with Help. Now I find I've changed my mind, and a little bit about that at the bottom there, and then the article starts here. And some nice pictures, some pictures there from Shea Stadium, and a ticket stub and that sort of stuff, and photo shoot there from the period, and some more pictures there. Now this is a picture taken during the filming of Help, and here you can see where it sort of builds it up from the songs that they wrote on Beatles for Sale, how they kind of got from the songs on Beatles for Sale to how they got to the songs that they wrote on Help. Now, this picture here is a shot from the 1965 American tour, and this article here, this is a little sub article there called Yesterday and Today, and in that article that it talks about how the songs from this period manifested themselves in songs later in the Beatles' career, and makes the comparison, which is well, for example, I'll give you an example. They say "I Feel Fine" and "It's All Too Much." Those two songs are connected in the way that they both start with some purpose-built feedback, and the opinions stretched. The opinions of how they got from one of those early songs to one of the later songs is subjective. It's just their opinion. You may agree with it, you may not agree with it. Another one is She's a Woman to Taxman, also Ticket to Ride to Tomorrow Never Knows. You can make your own mind up about that. There's some more pictures there, and we've got, what have we got here? We've got Paul sort of arriving on the set for the filming of Help with his script under his arm. You can see there it's got Beatles 2 as the title of the film at that stage, and the poster for the film and the album sleeve. Now this picture here is quite an interesting one. So this photo was taken at the rehearsals for the UK pop show called Thank Your Lucky Stars, which is filmed in Birmingham in England, not Birmingham, Alabama, Birmingham in England. But the significance of this photo is that the day that they recorded that show, and when that photo was taken, they performed three songs on the show. It was the day after John and George and Cynthia and Patty had first been given LSD by their dentist chum of theirs. So this is them. The next morning, they went out that night. As you know, they went out for dinner with to the dentist's house, and then they left in a hurry and went to the Ad-Lib Club. So they were right out quite late. Then the next morning they were driven to Birmingham, and that photo is taken there. There's some other photos here. And this is taken on the first day of recording of the Help album. There's a picture here of Allen Ginsberg, who they met in America there, with a poster that says pot is a reality kick. Picture here of the band and Cynthia and Maureen at the Help premiere in London at the London Pavilion. And here we've got a picture of Peter Fonda during the film The Trip, which is actually from 1966, but the significance of Peter Fonda is that he was also at the house in Beverly Hills, and this is when he said, "I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it's like to be dead," and the story of that is actually in this. So there's another sub-article here called Don't Want to Spoil the Party, which talks, it says the guest list at the August 1965 Beverly Hills drug-in. These are people that were at the house that night, talking about various things that went on. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for you, but Peter Fonda was one of those. So was Jo Byers, and she tells an interesting story how she ended up spending the night with John, but they just went to sleep. Roger McGuinn tells the story. Roger McGuinn from the Birds. He tells the story about how he introduced George to Ravi Shankar, the works of Ravi Shankar that night. There's also Eleanor Bron, who was in the Help movie, and Don Short, who was a Daily Mirror journalist, was also there that night. Also, he says, and that's the final picture there. And you can take this picture here, taken from a press conference on that August 65 tour, and look how bored they look with the silly questions that they were asked. That there's quotes from John and George, and from all of them actually, but John is talking about how he wasn't happy with himself at this time. He felt that he was fat and bloated. He was drinking too much and eating too much. And George talks about his first trip on LSD and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that sort of stuff. In a few seconds, I'll tell you about how you get a copy of this magazine if you want it. But I'll just tell you about some other things in the magazine that you might be interested in, or you might not. There's an article about Blur. We made some catastrophic blunders. There's also a review of the new Bruce Springsteen box set. I think it's called Tracks 2, the 7 lost albums, if you're interested in Bruce Springsteen. And there's also an article with Rick Wakeman telling some wondrous stories. And they've got a regular feature in Mojo, which is called All Back to My Place, and it's kind of a question and answer thing where they ask various pop stars, you know, various questions like what was the first record you bought, where did you buy it, what's your favourite Saturday night song, what's your favourite Sunday morning song, that sort of caper. This month it's all back to the Kinks house, so they've got those questions being posed to Ray Davies, Dave Davies and Mick Avery. So that is what's included in the magazine. Also, there is a CD, a free CD in it, just to ram the whole point, the whole drugs point home. This is called Feed Your Head, obviously taken from the Jefferson Airplane song White Rabbit. Feed Your Head, the second course. And on this CD, I'll show you the track listing there. There are probably the most blatant list of songs about drugs on this. I haven't played it yet, so I can't tell you what it's like. Normally when I get free CD from Mojo, unless it's something that I'm really interested in, it just goes in the bin. But I will give this one a spin. I'll give you you just saw the track listing, but I'll give you some of the song titles that are here. The Heartbreakers, Chinese Rocks, the Gamblers, LSD 25. There's Otis Redding's cover of Day Tripper as well. There is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Catching Smoke. Another one called by The Fall called The Pharmacist. There is Bert Janst, Needle of Death, and Granny Takes a Trip, doing the Purple Gang. So that is included in this month's copy of Mojo. So if you want to get this, obviously in the UK, it's a UK magazine, easy to find. You'll find it in most recognised news agents. But if you don't live near one or you can't find one, that you can order it from Mojo's website. In the UK it costs £8.75 including postage and packing. If you're in America and you can't find it, I know Mojo does go on sale in the newsstands in America, but if you can't find it, you can order that online as well. It's $20 for it if you're in the US. If you're in Europe, France, Spain, Italy, it's €15. €15 for if you're in Europe, and if you're in Australia, 38 Aussie dollars. I will put a link to the actual page where you can order it. There's a whole list of countries that they'll send this out to, so it doesn't really matter where you are, but that just gives you a rough price guide to what it will cost you. Okay, well that is it from me. I don't think I'll tell you anything else about this. So if you want it, go and get it. Just the usual bit of YouTube housekeeping. If you've enjoyed this video, please take a second of your life to give it a thumbs up, give it a like, because it really does help the channel, helps this video get out to more people, helps with the algorithm and all that stuff. If you just come across this channel by accident, seeing it for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. Love to have you along for the ride. Okay, and also, if you want to leave me a comment, please do. I do read all your comments and I will respond to all your comments. Okay, that is it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.